Hello, everybody. My name is Graham Elwood, and you are watching The Political Vigilante. So, pedophile, sex trafficker, monster Ghislaine Maxwell was denied bail today. Ticking clock, kids. What did I say? Her bail is denied. It's what literally a year ago they did this exact same thing. They literally put her in the same, moved her to the same jail that Epstein was in a year ago. He got arrested last July. He got denied bail, and I said, he's a dead man. I said that a year ago. So she's going to die in prison. But there's so many more odd things here because all the news stories today, she was at her hearing today, right? And she was denied bail, right? This is a bail hearing. Still no pictures of her. No video.
The FBI spent a long time trying to track down Ghislaine Maxwell, the British socialite accused of being Jeffrey Epstein's accomplice.
They always call her socialite and all this other stuff. So no footage, no paparazzi could get a hold of this. They did it on Zoom. Oh, social distancing, COVID. But why didn't we see any of this? Why haven't we seen her? Nothing? The FBI doesn't do much. Nobody, the paparazzi should be, nobody could get this? They Zoomed this. Somebody didn't put the Zoom on the internet. Somebody, come on.
A judge in New York has ruled it's too risky to let her go again. Her request for bail refused. The prosecution claimed she was an extreme flight risk, experienced at hiding, with every incentive to flee. The 58-year-old is charged with helping to recruit, groom, and abuse 3 teenagers in the 1990s. One anonymous woman, Jane Doe, told the court, "Without Ghislaine Maxwell, Jeffrey Epstein wouldn't have done what he did. She was in charge. I know what she's done. I know how many lives she's ruined." Another accuser, Annie Farmer, said, "She was a sexual predator who abused me and countless other victims. She's never shown any remorse. She's lied under oath and tormented her survivors. She's demonstrated contempt for our legal system by perjury." Prosecution claims she posed as a journalist called Jen Marshall II when she tried to buy this house, where she was eventually arrested. Maxwell's defense team proposed a $5 million bond. They said she was an innocent woman who would surrender her travel documents and be subject to GPS tracking. But the judge, Alison Nathan, said that she had substantial international ties and extraordinary financial resources that prevented her from granting that. A trial date has been set for July next year. One lawyer for 6 women says she is still concerned about any meaningful outcomes from this case. Where do you see this case going after all these years?
My clients are very skeptical that the criminal justice system is going to do anything to bring anybody to justice for the crimes that were committed against them, because it has let them down over and over again. In 2018, when Jeffrey Epstein got his sweetheart deal.
2008. She said that wrong. It's 2008.
In 2019, when he wasn't watched carefully, and so he took his own life.
Come on, man. You're a lawyer for victims. You really think he took his own life? Okay, fine. He wasn't watched carefully. Sure, got it.
Escape justice.
Ghislaine Maxwell pleaded not guilty to the 6 charges against her, but she is confined to a jail and locked into a judicial process, one decades in the making.
No photos? Okay, so that was like Sky News. That was like out of England or something like that. So now I found ABC. No. So they had a helicopter flew over the house she got arrested in. So there's no paparazzi that can find no photos of her. Nothing from since she's been arrested. Nothing from this hearing today.
News tonight in the Ghislaine Maxwell case. Jeffrey Epstein's alleged co-conspirator. She pleaded not guilty today and asked to be released on bail. What the judge decided and what we learned today about a name she was using and what we learned about her having a spouse. Here's Eva Pilgrim.
Tonight, Ghislaine Maxwell denied bail, a judge ruling that because of her unknown but substantial wealth and international connections, she poses a substantial actual risk of flight, hearing from two of her alleged victims that Maxwell should stay behind bars.
They were very gratified, felt vindicated. They've been fighting this for years.
Maxwell appeared via video conference in a brown shirt, removing her glasses as she pleaded not guilty.
So if that actually happened, I mean, if the victims got to see her on this video, if that happened, then that's a good thing. At least the victims got to see her arrested. But why can't anybody else? I'm sorry. This just reeks, man. I'm glad. I want the victims to get justice. Her court date set for next year, July 2021. She will not make that. Oh, she's going to get COVID or hang herself with a paper t-shirt or, oh man, someone's going to accidentally put a gun with one bullet. It's going to just fall out of some guy's bag into her room. And who knew the guards were asleep and the video cameras broke? Like,
Government's case, Maxwell conspired and participated in an ongoing scheme to abuse multiple victims for years, enticing girls who were as young as 14 for abuse by convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein in the 1990s. The prosecutor read one of the alleged victims' statement in court. Without Ghislaine, Jeffrey could have not done what he did. She was a predator and a monster. A second victim, Annie Farmer, chose to speak, publicly identifying herself as a victim in this case for the first time, reading this statement to the judge.
She has never shown any remorse for her heinous crimes or for the devastating, lasting impact her actions have caused.
Maxwell's defense attorney.
Again, why? So did she read that? Did she do that again for ABC, or is that the video footage of the statement that she read? Because everybody did this via Zoom, right? It's just, I'm sorry. It's just, there's just.
Telling the judge, our client is not Jeffrey Epstein, and she has been the target of essentially endless media spin, shooting down the prosecutor's dramatic description of her arrest, claiming instead that she was in her pajamas when the FBI arrived, following her safety protocol when she moved rooms. Her attorney saying she would have surrendered. The prosecutor today presented a woman skilled at concealing her identity, intent to flee, saying Maxwell gave the realtor that sold her that massive New Hampshire home a fake name, Janet Marshall, accusing Maxwell of masking her assets and those of her previously unreported spouse, whose identity she declined to provide, telling the judge their case is not dirt, it's not spin, that is the evidence.
Now, Maxwell could appeal this decision. For now, her attorney says she's basically being held in solitary confinement. Her trial is scheduled for July 2021. David?
All right, Eva Pilgrim, our thanks to you again tonight.
Hi, everyone. George
Oh,
Stephanopoulos.
I want to listen to
here.
you. So this is the only thing I can find. This sketch. This is the only thing I can find. This was on CNBC. This is through Reuters. Ghislaine Maxwell appears via video link during her arraignment hearing, where she was denied bail for her role aiding Jeffrey Epstein to recruit and eventually abuse of minor girls in Manhattan Federal Court in the Manhattan Borough of New York City, New York, blah, 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 blah. This is a courtroom sketch. So that's her in a brown shirt. No other photos we could get? Okay. I've got some photos. Here's her with Trump. Here's her with Epstein and Trump and Melania. Here's her with Trump again. Here's her with Trump and Naomi Campbell, who is also linked to being a pedophile. Here's her with Trump again. Here's her with Trump again. Here's her with Trump in some weird, creepy, rat-faced wig. Oh, here's her at Bill Clinton's daughter's wedding. There's Chelsea. There's Bill. There's rat-faced Maxwell. Rat, filthy rat, disgusting, maggot-ridden rat face, the rat face of a filthy pedophile, sex trafficker. Oh, here's hanging out with Virginia Roberts, who was a minor. There's Prince Andrew, who's also a pedophile. He claims that is in his hand in the BBC interview. Totally makes sense. Totally believable. Yeah. No photos from today. Okay. I'm sure the camera by her cell is broken. but it takes a year to fix a camera at a jail cell. The one that just the high-profile people. She's dead. They're going to kill her in prison. And somebody said she looked nervous, like that was watching the video. She looks nervous because now they're going to kill her, just like they did Jeffrey Epstein. Well, I'm not going to lose any sleep if that happens. I really want her victims to get justice. I want her to go to jail, but I want to see her. I really question this highly. The most powerful people in the world, she has information on. She has videos of them. She has damning evidence of them. That's why this is so shrouded. Like, you'd think the paparazzi would be falling all over themselves to get video from today. Like, paying people, come on. So, we've seen all this footage of Harvey Weinstein hobbling in and out of court on his walker. Why don't we see her in the back of a car? Nothing? Nothing? Why no press around? So the FBI just swooped her and didn't want the press there? Because the press do that. The police usually do that by intention. Like, oh, we caught this person and we wanted the press to see. We want everybody to see. This is what happens when you get caught. That's why it's called a perp walk. It's deliberate. All we have is this sketch from today.
News tonight.
Sorry. This is it. Okay. And then we'll see some weird looking body. Boy, Maxwell didn't kill herself in 2 weeks. Clock's running. Well, they denied her bail. She's not going to see that trial next summer. That's for sure, for certain. They set a trial a year from. Yeah, she's dead. She's dead. Or Mossad's going to extract her or whatever. Like John Kiriakou said when he was on my show. Watch that on the Epstein playlist. Come here for the truth. I'm not going to mince words, and so I'm not calling her a socialite or Epstein's gal pal. She's a pedophile and a sex trafficker. That's who she is. So if this actually was her today, I hope her victims and hats off to the victims for coming forward. Hats off. Shave your knuckles for justice. Like, share, and subscribe. Hit the bell notification button and the subscribe button, even if you've done it before, because they're unsubscribing, many of you, every day. Watch the ads all the way through. If you click skip ad, I don't get paid. Also, support us at patreon.com/Graham Elwood or rockfin.com/Graham Elwood. Rockfin.com is a blockchain cryptocurrency platform. All my videos are on Rockfin ad-free. Thanks for watching.